Victoria's Premier is debating whether to lift lockdown early as the state prepares to hit vaccination targets ahead of schedule. A major vaccination blitz is being carried out in vulnerable suburbs after the deadliest day of the current outbreak.
Hooked up to a ventilator and struggling to breathe, 17-year-old sailor from Broadmeadows in Melbourne's north spent almost a month in hospital after contracting coronavirus. 15 of those days were spent in intensive care.
I was so scared, I was screaming and I thought I was going to die. And then I felt nothing. That put me to sleep. They woke me up 9 days later. I had no idea what had happened or how much time has passed.
Sailor's whole family caught the virus from her little sister's daycare in late August, including her elderly grandma. But Sailor's symptoms were worse as she was unvaccinated.
Please, no family should have to go through what we did. No parent should have to see their child suffer and die, and almost die. Don't leave it until it's too late. Please consider the vaccine.
Victoria's government is conducting a vaccination blitz in areas with low inoculation rates and high COVID case numbers. Pop-up clinics will be established in Melbourne's north, west and southeast at community centres, cafes and shopping strips. Victorians won't need an appointment at the clinics to get the Pfizer jab.
The pop-ups will vaccinate dozens of people over 2, 3, 4 hour periods of blitzes in those local communities.
1,571 new local coronavirus cases have been recorded in Victoria, a dip on Saturday's peak of more than 1,900 infections.
I think, we're very likely to be headed down from here, but it'll be a bit of a bumpy numbers ride day to day.
The Premier is debating whether lockdown can lift early. Victoria is projected to reach the 70% double dose vaccination target 5 days ahead of schedule on October 22 instead of 26.
I'm aiming toward the end of this week to be able to give you clarity about what I think next week looks like, but I can't quite do that yet. Just got to work through some of these issues. We will, and we'll have clarity for everybody as soon as we can. Today's just a little bit early for us to do that.
The Royal Children's Hospital will require all visitors to undergo rapid antigen testing by the end of the week after dozens of vulnerable infants were exposed to COVID. 29 babies and their parents at the neonatal intensive care unit remain in isolation after a father who was unknowingly infected visited the ward.
That scare could have been averted if rapid testing had been in place. It should have been and could have been in place to avert such a scare.
The government has backed the COVID-safe protocols which are in place.
I think the Royal Children's Hospital have done a really, really good job, and any suggestion that they haven't acted in a timely manner, I think, is wrong.
We introduced visitor restrictions earlier than the CHO directions. We have more stringent infection prevention and control processes in place quite early, but as the numbers have expanded in the community, the risk has gone up, and so I'm really pleased that we are implementing it this week.
Julia Bradley, Sky News, Melbourne.